Hi everyone, David here from daviddumaiaudio.com, and in this video I want to show you an easy technique for creating electric arc sound effects within Reaper. Now you don't necessarily need Reaper to create these sound effects, but I've had the best result using Reaper's parameter modulation. So if you don't have Reaper, you can still follow along and use something like Faceplant or even something like Biome by Unfiltered Audio, I think it is. So if you have like those kind of multi-effects plugins or modular plugins, you would be able to do this kind of technique. But I've had the best results within Reaper, so I'm going to show you how I do that. But if you're new here, my name is David, and I like to create sound effects. So if you like to create sound effects, you're in the right place. And if you do like to create sound effects, I also want to give you a free gift, which is my 5 techniques for creating better sound effects PDF. So it's a PDF I put together just showing and talking about 5 different layering techniques for creating better sound effects. So if you want to grab that, it's absolutely free. I'll put a link in the description below. All right, let's get into our project. All right, so here we are inside of Reaper. And what I'd like to do for this video is to just start off by playing the sound effect that I've created, and then I'm just going to go and break it down layer by layer and how I created it. So here we go. So this is the sound effect. And as you can hear, I can play on different octaves on my keyboard to get higher or lower pitch sounds. All right, so that is the sound effects. So let's go now. I'm going to turn off all these effects that I have here, and we'll break it down layer by layer. And actually, before we break down layer by layer, what I'd like to do is actually show you the technique so you can build it out yourself. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to pick a synth to start. This is how I started, by the way. And I just went for a simple wavetable before I even cycled through different wavetables and tried different sounds. But this is all I did. And then the next thing that I did is I went for a distortion plugin. So you can use pretty much any distortion plugin. And actually, you'll probably want to use multiple different ones. I started off with Trash. So why don't we start with that one? All right. So here I have Trash picked out. And now what you can do inside of Reaper, which is really cool, is that I can go and let's say I want to choose a certain distortion. So that's a distortion I choose. And now what's cool is I can actually, so I can choose, let's say I like this preset here. Sure. I mean, nothing special. Sure. I'll go with this one. Okay. So now what I can do is I can select a parameter like this. And inside of Reaper, there's like an action key that you can use, an action command, where it'll take the previously selected effects parameter and you can make it visible right here. So now I have it visible here on my track. And by the way, if you want to see the action for that, I'll show you right now. So the action key is called show hide track envelope for last touch effects parameter. Okay, so I have assigned it to command here, and that's how I'm able to make it visible here. Once it's here, what you can do is click on this like little LFO symbol here, and what this does is it turns on the parameter modulation. And then now what I can do is I can click on LFO. What I like to do is, so what it does, as you can see here, is it assigns an LFO to that last affected parameter. So you can see it's moving now by LFO, so that's really cool. So what I like to do is put it on random. I like to double click on the parameter here so it starts in the middle and then keep it centered. So now it's going to go up and down, not just up or just down. You could just do up if you select positive or just down if you select negative. I just like to go up and down so it's a bit more random. And now if I play something, let's play a note here. Right, you can start to see how you can affect the sound like this. So now what I can do is I can select another, let's say, distortion effect here. Let's say I do this one, and then I can do the exact same thing here. I can select multiple parameters. So I'm just going to select these, turn on, random, centered. And I'm going to do that for multiple parameters, and then we'll see what it does. All right, so here we go. So I've already selected these 3 parameters here, and they're going. And because it's getting kind of loud, because of the type of distortion that I chose, I'm going to bring the mix down a little bit, play something. And now it kind of works a little bit better if you bring the speed up a little bit. So I'm bringing it up to 5 here. Bring this one up here to 4. And now you can start to hear that kind of basic outline of the electric arc. Now there's a lot more effects that I've added onto my other sound, but this is the basic technique. So you can do this, add multiple effects, and then you can build it out like that. So let's actually go into the sound effect that I created here and actually look at layer by layer what I created. So let's start with this faceplant layer, effect by effect. So let's start with faceplant here. So what I did is I just chose this wavetable. And it can be pretty much any wavetable. I don't think it matters too much. This one works, so I stuck with this one. And then all I'm doing is I modulated with the sine wave really slowly the frame, so it's just playing through the frame. It's just really slow, just so the sound changes over time a little bit, so it makes it a bit more different. All right, apart from that, that's pretty much it. I actually had this preset here from Snappy put on here, but I didn't actually end up using it. You can see here the mix is actually down to 0. Because it just doesn't work with the kind of sound that I was trying to go for. So that's all that's happening here. This can actually be off. So that's the first thing. So now let's go on to our next one. And this is where you start to see the sound really getting shape. So here I chose Impaler for the stage 1. This is under the heavy category for inside of Trash 2. And you can see here I'm modulating the pre and the drive here. And they're both relatively quickly. So if I open them up here, one's at 8, the pre's at 8, and this one is at 6.1. So they're both pretty quick. And then I'm doing the same thing here with Crunchy Taco, just the pre. And this is the kind of sound I'm getting already. Right, so already you're starting to get that electric buzz sound. So we're already pretty close to a good finalized sound that we could probably use. Next that I did is I just put OTT. This I like to put on just to kind of balance out frequencies. So my default kind of preset, I like to put down the upward and downward percentage all the way down. And then depth, I usually leave between 50 and 100. And then my out is down a little bit because my output gain, because if not, it gets kind of loud. So that's the sound so far. Not a big difference, but it helps to balance out the sound. All right, next I have an EQ on here, so let's see what this is doing. So basically, I'm just cutting out the lows. It's not modulating anything. It's just cutting out lows. That's basically it, just because it was getting super bassy and out of control. So that's why I'm doing that. And generally, for these electric arc sounds, you don't want too much bass. So that's why I put that there. All right, next we have phase distortion. This is from kilohertz. And I'm modulating here 2 parameters, the drive and the bias. That's what that sounds like, so if I turn it off. All right, so not too much of a change, but it's just adding a bit more distortion there. Next, I added another distortion. This is just native to Reaper. So this is distortion fuzz, and I'm just modulating here the hard limit just a little bit. So not too much, but... So that's what that is doing. All right, next I added M Transformer. This is by Melda Production. And this is what I put on here was frequency shaping. So they kind of have like these presets within this plugin. And then you can, for this specific one, you can like shape the frequency by moving these like little dots around. So that's what I did here. So I think this is like the default. That's maybe what it sounds like. And I just brought it up like this. And right away, you're getting this cool electric sound. So without it on. Right, so really bringing out those higher frequencies quite a lot more. All right, next I added Dirt. This is a distortion saturation plugin from Native Instruments. I think I just used the initialized preset, and I kind of just played around with some of the settings here just until I got something that I liked on the A and B side, and then I'm just modulating between the two sides here. If I turn it off. So not adding too much of a difference. What I'm hearing when I'm adding it on now is just, it kind of sounds almost like a filter sweep that's happening between the two. I could probably maybe even get rid of this, but I'm going to leave it in for now, and it works. So, all right, next here I have an EQ, and my idea behind this one, this plugin that I added here, is just to get some tonal elements coming in and out of the sound. So that's what these are doing. So what I did is I just selected, like this one here. I clicked on the gain, and then I modulated the gain for these 3 different filtered peaks here. So let's hear this. So it just makes, to my ears, it makes the sound more interesting, more dynamic. There's a lot more movement in the sound. So to me, it just helps make it more alive. So that's this one here. Next, I put another instance of M Transformer by Melda Productions. And here I'm just modulating one parameter, which is the format shift here. So let's hear this. Oh, and I also turned on the spectral envelope. So maybe I'll turn this off. So with the 4-man shift, you can hear it changing quite a bit here. Then with the spectral envelope on, okay, so not doing too much with the spectral envelope, but it's just adding a bit of color, I think. And as you can see up here, I turned down the wet dry knob just a little bit, probably around 75%. And I think everything else has been 100 so far. Oh no, the dirt here has been at 50%. I forgot to mention that. But I think pretty much everything else has been at around 100. Oh no, the distortion up here also at 50%. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, so 75 for this one. Okay, next, the last plugin that I put on here is another EQ. And this one, I'm filtering the low end. So yeah, again, I grabbed this band and I'm just modulating the frequency here. So. And one other thing you'll notice here is I actually brought down the mix 60% so that this is not the entirety, it's not affecting the entire sound. If not, it would sound like this, which is like too much sweeping around. But at 60% like this, it's quite nice. And there you have it. So that's how I created the sound. And as you can see, I used the exact same technique for each of these different plugins. I'm just grabbing certain parameters and then I'm modulating them using the built-in Reaper parameter modulation system. So yeah, this is how you can create some really nice electric sounds within Reaper using your own plugins that you already own, or just the native ones inside of Reaper. All right, so I hope you found that video useful and valuable. If you want to see more videos about how to create electricity sound effects just from scratch, I actually made some other videos about it, so I'll probably put it in the cards just up above here for now. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I always do my best to answer them. And just a reminder to grab that free PDF, my 5 layering techniques for creating better sound effects. Free link is in the description. All right, so I think that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.